ogres feast to honor Greasus the over-tyrant. Their appetites are ferocious. I must be wary.
Time's up, wizard. No! Put him in the stew.
Wait! Untold power can be harnessed from a dying god.
Power? Ogres take what they want. What more power do we need? Boil the pot! Fresh meat!
Please wait! The god is a bear! You can't devour it!
Quiet! A bear, you say?
Sounds tasty.
Shut up! A new meat. God flesh.
Enough for you, your warriors, and your god, the Great Maw.
I can smell it now. Roast god ribs.
A feast like no other.
You're no meat eater. What's in it for you?
My book reveals a path to his deathbed. I will show you the way for one drop of Ursun's divine blood.
One drop. But ogres get the rest.
That is the deal.
Man, props to his voice actor. Anyway, what up my freaks, RuinousInsight here, welcoming you to part 1 of another new Total War Warhammer 3 Let's Play, chosen by you guys via community tab poll, the great, the girthy, the glorious Greasus Goldtooth, over tyrant of all. Now, I gotta admit, I was super torn about whether to do Greasus or Scrag. Scrag is just so magnificently creepy, probably the creepiest character in the game. I mean, just freaking look at him. I love it. I absolutely love it. But anyway, all that aside, at the end of the day, I think, unfortunately, Scrag is probably one of the more boring start positions, as he's near the Empire, and thus not near any of the Game 3 factions. I think he might also have one of the easiest starts, if not the easiest start in the game, as he's right smack dab in this corner here, completely protected on 3 sides. Corner factions just have a lot of advantages. Plus, on top of all that, he does have access to cheap Gorgers, and Gorgers are one of the more overpowered units for their tier that have been added in this campaign, which I will get into later in this campaign as well. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here, so just a couple things I gotta cover before, well, dinner, although Greasus is already munching that, I don't know, haunch. First, as usual, I like to keep my experience fresh, so I've largely avoided spoiling myself for this campaign, and thus lots of the new campaign mechanics will be learned by me as I go. Second, don't forget to drop your likes and comments if you enjoy this content, want to see it uploaded faster and more often, as the scheduling is obviously determined by engagement. Third, shameless time, if you haven't already purchased the game and would like to support a smaller channel like mine, I do have an affiliate link in the description below. Also, if you've arrived here from some dark, nebulous corner of YouTube tangentially related, I do have a bunch of other Let's Plays going on in this channel at the same time. The Demon Prince one is a narrative campaign, and I am having particularly lots of fun with that one. Finally, and as always, a huge shout out to you guys for all your comments and support. YouTube's my hobby, I do it for fun when off work, and your comments keep it fun and thus keep the channel alive. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna do a quick Lord overview here, but if you want to skip to a particular point, there will be timestamps in the description. Alright, so let's give this a quick read. Over tyrant Greasus Goldtooth is the fattest and most powerful ogre tyrant of all the Ogre Kingdoms. A master of bribery, the over tyrant has always used his considerable wealth as a way to inspire greed and confusion amongst his enemies. Yet Greasus's rampant success has not diminished his greed or his all-consuming desire to conquer everything he sees. Alrighty, so right off the bat we get a 20 relations bonus with the Ogre Kingdoms, because we're, I guess, more likely to confederate them, and increased income from trade, because, you know, Greasus is pretty politically apt and all that sort of stuff, makes sense, and on top of that, that should be a considerable buff in the late game if we do manage to get some good trade agreements going. An increase by 25% of unit mass, gonna be pretty interesting with large units. I take it that's for all units? It's not just for Greasus, right? Kind of hard to tell. But I imagine this is for everything, and if it is, we'll have better, stronger unit charges and, well, you know, collisions rather than specifically charges, where they knock more units around. Other than that, Lord effects, income from raiding plus 50% increase makes sense, as the Ogres do love their raiding. An upkeep reduction of minus 50% for Iron Guts, as they are Greasus's signature unit and are armored and armor piercing, and are pretty darn decent. Better than Ogre Bulls in every way, certainly, as they compensate for their weaknesses. And finally, income from sacking and looting plus 50%, similar to the raiding buff here. Honestly, they could have just had all three of these in a single line. But anyway, I suppose the raiding one will probably also affect Ogre camps, which are permanently raiding, so that's probably another good thing. Anyway, campaign and battle settings gonna go for very hard as always around here. We'll be starting between Cathay and between the Boris and the Darklands in the Mountains of Morn here, with lots of mountain stuff to play around in. We'll see what kind of factions are there, well, right about now. The Ogre Kingdoms sprawl across the Mountains of Morn. They have taken the peaks from the now extinct Sky Titans. This mountainous realm is a place of rocks, bones, and great beasts to be eaten or tamed. Perhaps kingdoms is a misnomer, for there is no king, but an over-tyrant who rules with an iron fist and demands tribute from the other tribes in the form of meat and gold. He is Greasus Goldtooth. I travel far, for the Mountains of Morn are beyond the Darklands in the east. This gives me time to ruminate on how to approach them, and convince the Over-Tyrant to invade the Chaos Realms. Avarice is the key, for there is no one greedier than Greasus.
Our goal is to claim Ursun. The Ogres will eat their weight in godflesh, and throw the leftovers into the Great Maw.
I'm getting hungry, Umi. Best start spitting out advice, or I'm gonna use your bones as toothpicks.
At once, Horde Master. The bear's roar has made the tribes restless. Other tyrants eye your mighty girth and are envious. The Cross Club's tribe plan to take your crown. Remind them who is the Over-Tyrant. Destroy them and subjugate any other tribe that dares to withhold tribute. The Firemouth is a sacred site. Claiming it by force or bribery is a powerful act, and shall give you a base to expand westwards. Further south is the dwarf stronghold of Karak Azam. It should be cracked open, and its riches added to your own. For we will require immense wealth if you are to hire the best ogres to invade the Chaos Realms. You will be busy, mighty trade lord, but the reward for your efforts is the god meat of Ursun. Let the feast begin, for the Great Maw hungers.
Doesn't it always? Alrighty, here we go, Goldtooth. I'm very excited. Also, I love Greasus's voice. It's pretty awesome. So the game seems to be putting us in a location where we've got lots of ways to expand and potential for confederating all these bunches of ogre tribes. Unfortunately, this does probably mean that we'll be doing a lot of like-on-like fighting, at least early on in the game, i.e. fighting other ogres, but nonetheless, I was hoping that because of the start position we'd be getting a lot of different faction fighting, but as soon as we go past these ogres, or possibly confederate them, we can find a lot of various different enemy types in Cathay, or the Norskins up here, or all that sort of stuff. I'm hoping to sort of have the same sort of experience that for those who are watching the Boris Ursus campaign at the same time, he's currently in like the 3rd episode or something, and he's getting attacked from every direction essentially, because enemies are all around and there's so much variety there. That's what I want in every campaign, to be honest. Just having a grand old time. Anyway, let's just check out how these guys play, although I am reasonably familiar with this. Alright, so meat. Ogre armies gain meat from battles, local settlements, and ogre camps, which they use for unit upkeep, which is this little indicator right here. So battles, buildings, camps characters, events, and tech give it to us, and we lose it from army upkeep events, offerings to the Maw, and pre-battle feast, which is a sort of buff before you battle. Alright, Ogre camps may create... Ogre armies, rather, may create camps in enemy territory to assist with recruitment and resupply. They help out with upkeep, they help with meat generation, and all that sort of stuff. Plus, if they grow, they can recruit units. Big names. Some Ogre lords and heroes may earn a name for themselves by performing certain feats. A big name confers bonuses on the Ogre character that bears it. Yes, indeed it does. We'll check out Greasus's big names in a second. An Ogre faction may be offered contracts from time to time by their factions to attack faction. Fair enough. Alrighty, first things first. Defeat the enemy army belonging to the crossed clubs, which we will, by virtue of the fact that we started at war with, probably be attacking immediately. Let's give this a quick read. I will be reading everything that is lore-like, item descriptions, anything that has a lore, because I'm a sucker for lore, but I will not be reading, like, the tutorial stuff, generally speaking, like, you know, armies are things that move and attack things, like, that sort of thing. No need. Alright, the Bear God's roar has driven unrest throughout the Ogre Kingdoms. Tribes that were once loyal or at least content now hunger for power. An army approaches thinking to take you on. Show them how foolish such greedy ambition is. As the game said at the start, Greasus is the greediest, so, and the ambitiousest. Alrighty. Ooh, alright, so we've got upgrades and we have big names up here we can unlock via various things. Use processed meat to post-battle captive option, unit mass, and is this for Greasus only or for everybody in his army? I take it by the name, shocking the obese, it's probably related to Greasus himself. Gate Crasher, win a siege battle, rank up raiding stance, and win a battle against Ogre Kingdoms. Okay, so we should be able to unlock this momentarily. Lovely. Alright, we'll take a look at those as we unlock them as well as the army. Let's get a first tech going, and it's our first camp, so that we can actually build one, as right now I believe we start at 0-0. Population surplus 1 for newly deployed camps, camp limit +1, and army ability dismember. Acceleration and speed reduction in an area. Oh, that's actually quite good. 23 seconds, eh? Huh. Prevent enemies from charging very well, and enable a counter charge, also prevent enemies from escaping. That'll certainly be useful. Anyway, let's get the first battle going before we do anything else like build stuff and stuff. And I think the first battle doesn't need to be a cinematic battle, because this is just pathetic. And I guess we will not be using any of our precious meat to buff ourselves. I'm just curious, at the max level, which appears to be 5, it gives us 10% speed, mass, and charge. Okay, for 5 meat, eh? I wonder how much meat we get per battle. Let's find out. Oh, I wonder if it's related to the number of units you kill. I would imagine so. Also, that's a huge chunk of meat. Is that like an ogre's torso that he's eating there? Oh, it's not even a torso, it's like a drumstick. Okay, I didn't see the bone there. Anyway, we'll take a look at the army while fighting. And then as soon as we find a really nice battle, then we'll get an actual cinematic battle to enjoy the glorious animations. I'm excited to combine diplomacy with all this, like, raiding and all, and gold lust and stuff. We should out-gold lust the dwarves. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at the army in a second, but I want to set up first. Obviously, the Nobblers, which are totally not goblins, are gonna be up front to take hits for us. Then we will have, I guess, the Ogre Bulls X2. Oh, these guys have dual weapons. These guys are the regular kind. Out on the flanks to attack the enemies. Ooh, and we got our freaking stone horn. I'll take a look at you in a second, but I love you already. Let's set up these trappers out here, pop that skirmish mode so they can draw the enemy army forth a little bit, and then Greasus himself, I don't know, mirroring the stone horn. Alright, let's take a quick look at our army, although I suppose we could move forward while we do so. Start battle. Let's say this. You guys annoy those ogres, and then let's slow it down while we take a look. So these are the ogre bulls with dual weapons, it looks like. Various clubs. I mean, they still got okay gut plates compared to the iron guts, which are Greasus' signature troops. Also looking real fine. Also, you gotta remember that the Nobblers move at standard infantry paces, whereas ogres move considerably faster. I believe the difference is something like 30 and 50. 54 and 35. Close enough, close enough. And oh wow, you guys need to run before you get attacked there. Anyway, yeah, iron guts once again. I guess they got nicer gut plates. They look very similar to the regular ogre bulls gut plates. They got the spikes on them. These guys have spikes too. And then the stone horn. Look at this frickin' thing. I think you can actually get these as mounts. for probably, is it for tyrants, for hunters? I don't remember. I remember looking into this faction before, while trying to decide, as I said before, what to do here. Anyway, let's make you all group 1, let's have you all attack everything. Oh, well, let's take a look at Greasus while we're at it. Oh yeah, look at that frickin' wagon with the gold chest, the giant golden club. Oh man, honestly, the giant drumstick is probably just as threatening to people as the club is. Anyway, let's stop that. Ooh, we'll have the Stonehorn hit that tyrant. We'll have you guys charge this directly. Yeah, everybody do this. Alright, Greasus, you have... Oh, you have a debuff. Leadership -8 and Hex. Let's Hex, I guess, these guys. What is this again? -24 melee attack. You know what? Screw over the Tyrant, because he's probably going to dish out the most damage. Alright, there we go. Oh, wow. One of our Iron Guts units is taking a little bit of damage to these Ogre Bulls. Come on now. Iron Guts are generally pretty darn superior to regular Ogre Bulls, as the main weakness of regular Ogre Bulls is that they, A, have no armor, essentially, at like 30 or something weak like that. 30, yeah, and they have no armor piercing, whereas the Iron Guts have both armor piercing and armor, so considerably better, a lot less vulnerable to range fire. And oh wow, this Tyrant is doing pretty good. Greasus, take care of him. Nobblers, let's move you away so that you are not distracting your masters while they attack the Tyrant. Let's also move the regular Ogre Bulls away, I guess, and just have the Iron Guts and Greasus and the Stonehorn as group 2, let's say. Have you all attack those. There we go. There we go. Everybody else move away. I guess you could chase down the enemy runners real quick. Because, yeah, this guy's taking a while to go down, damn. I think one of the unfortunate, or one of the issues playing with Ogres, and probably something you do have to remember, is that large units like this get in each other's way constantly, preventing each other from attacking or doing anything, so it's, generally speaking, something you gotta watch out for in your positioning, even mid-battle. Oh wow, look, he's actually damaging our Stonehorn. Let's move you away so that you don't take any further damage. Greasus, take care of this. Get another debuff going. That's exactly why I wanted to debuff in the first place. Is the enemy still being charged? Oh, these guys came back. Alright, fine. I was distracted by watching the fight. Oh, and those Ogres came back to attack us? Oh. It's all good. As soon as this guy dies, the entire army will rout. And I'm gonna keep watching this, regardless of the fact that some of our units might get damaged. Ooh, that's a nice gut plate, though. I guess Greasus is so, like, he's so obese that he doesn't even, or he's so rich as well that he doesn't even need a gut plate to protect his stomach. He doesn't even care. Alrighty, looks like the Tyrant is done for, and their running in the battle is over. Now, do we need to chase troops? Huh. I wonder, would we get more meat? I doubt we get more meat. Let's end the battle. Meat is probably... Oh, it could also be related to casualties or units captured at the end of the battle. Yes, alright. Alrighty, a little bit of damage, but, you know, first battle, not concerning, will heal up anyway. I love Greasus' smile. Alrighty, and eat to replenish slightly, get 3 meat, there we go, and a tiny amount of cash case, so we get 2 meat. Despite there being 3 units. Interesting, so I guess it doesn't directly correlate to the number of units that you've defeated. Interesting. And we got ourselves a Dragonhide banner, which gives us frostbite attacks and charge bonusing. Oh, that's a pretty nice find. Huh. Who do we put this on? I like the frostbite attacks. I really, really do. Maybe we put it on the Ogre Bulls with dual weapons and just have them chase stuff down? Might be an option. Alright, let's put them on there for now. Let's also get some meat. It feels like the thing to do. Alrighty, there we go. Defeated the first battle. Oh, and there we go. We got a hunter. Oh, and now we can check whether it's the hunter or the, what are they called? Wait. Big name unlocked. Hordemaster. Big name unlocked. Shockingly obese. And there's our Dragonhide banner. And a hero comes. Powerful heroes. Yeah. Thanks, tutorial. Heroes exist. Let's see. Fresh meat. Recruit 2 new units. We'll do in a second. Damn, the quests. They're all coming in right away. Earn 5 big names across all characters. We'll do... Oh, wow. A decent amount of cash for that. Lovely. Plus a gut maw. Ooh, with healing, eh? Okay, that'll be nice. Let's try to get that up and running. Well, I guess we just do things by fighting. What do you have to do? Lose a battle and survive. Oh, really? We We have to purposely lose a battle to get what is a pretty decent... Oh, it's only 12 seconds. Not a big deal. Win a battle with 5 Nobbler units in your army. Okay, we can get 5 Nobbler units in this army. Unbreakable for Nobblers? Oh, damn, we have to focus this. Get a bunch of Unbreakable and essentially use them as zombies. Oh, yes, very much so. Win a battle against Vamps, or Tomb Kings. Okay. Yeah, you do get the Stone Horn amount. So the other hero is, not the Gorger, I can't remember what their names are. The Butcher. And obviously the Firebelly. We're obviously going to get Firebellies as well. Anyway, you're going to join Greasus' army for obvious reasons. Oh, I didn't check your trait. What is it? Oh, you got Disciplined right away? Oh, very, very nice. I would have been purposely looking for Disciplined. Very happy right now. Also, we've unlocked our first 2 things here. So we get Leadership plus 8. 55-meter area versus melee defense and unit mass. You know what, I gotta go with the unit mass. Shockingly Obese is just too hilariously awesome, so let's see what Greasus charges like after all this extra mass. Choose that name. Also feels like something he'd probably choose. Also, the leadership for everybody around, and not a big deal, especially if we can manage to get that Unbreakable on those Nobblers. Ooh, and we've unlocked our first skill point, which unlike for most, I obviously haven't played every hero, but a lot of heroes have to get to like level 12 to unlock all this stuff. Tribe Stealer, Greasus Goldtooth, and Overtyrant, the unique line, but Greasus starts with them, and the first thing, Tribe Stealer, Diplomatic Relations plus 30 with Ogre Kingdoms, so that's a plus 50, I believe, combined with what we got by virtue of playing his faction, so yeah. Melee attack plus 10 when fighting Ogre Kingdoms, and weapon strength plus 20 when fighting Ogre Kingdoms. So yeah, he's essentially right away as enabled into doing a lot of damage to the Ogres or otherwise confederating them, which makes sense, lorefully. Also, let's give this a quick read. Once the other tribes laughed when Greasus demanded they pay him tribute. The fools would be laughing on the other side of their faces, if indeed they still had faces. Alrighty, nice. There we go, mission successful, a little bit of cash. Let's... Well, I guess since we're already down here, we might as well take Grimtop. And Krakatoa. Yes. And then Amble Peak is all the way up here. Alright, so we go down, and then we go up again. I wonder what's here. Skaven? I don't see any Skaven corruption. There's another Ogre tribe here as well. What about the minus 100 for that Confed? Okay, well, they don't want that, do they? We can start trading with them, but that's if we want to confed them. Maybe we give them a chance to get this, although I really do want that marble. Where are they, by the way? So this is another bunch of enemy, or a bunch of ogres, most likely. I feel like we want to go north. Wait, this is also ogres. I want to fight non-ogres as fast as possible, is basically what I want. Just for that variety. Once again, like Boris Ursus. Alright, let's get that recruit unit. Might as well get another Ogre Bull and another Nobbler. Oh wait, no, if we get two Nobblers right away, we get that big name for Gutblout. Gutblout? I don't know. And then let's upgrade this immediately as well. Maw Cave. Income generated and meat oh, it doesn't increase the meat generated, it's still 10. Nor does it increase the growth. Interesting. Might need to get some growth buildings as our growth is looking pretty damn low right now. Alrighty, well with that we will end our first turn and head to Grimtop. I don't imagine they'll have enough of a defense here to see us off, so we're going to attack it immediately. Capture and occupy Grimtop. Free Iron Curse icon and a treasury plus 1,000. Sure thing. Let's get to it. Now what do we have here, by the way? In terms of defenses, ooh, Valiant Defeat, you say. Oh, they have a Mournfang Cav. Nice, nice. Plus they're, oh, they have a wizard. They have 2 wizards. Oh. Neat. Neat. Still not gonna use our meat for this, though. Let's just attack. Is this worthy of a cinematic fight? Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, let's do this one cinematically, because who knows? This might be the best fight we get at first, because the other place might be a ruin, and the other place that belongs to the same crossed club faction might not have any kind of army defending it at all. So let's do it. Alrighty, here we go, our first cinematic fight. Now, usually, once again, these cities or these towns, you do have an advantage when you attack from multiple directions at once, as you will generally be able to break through at least a few points, but this time I figured that we'd just attack in one single massive ogre blob, and I think that this works fairly well, especially in the start here, as we do need the nobblers to absorb losses for us, or absorb damage for us, and we don't want to leave out any of our elite units to get damage, especially as a couple of them, well, actually just the Stonehorn, but the Stonehorn's pretty damaged, and yeah, we'll see how this works and to what degree the various ogres get in each other's way. I hadn't noticed that the two little nobblers are pushing the cart as well. Anyway, we obviously going to charge in with the nobblers until they're engaged, and with the ogres, and then our own ogres plus Stonehorn are going to follow suit and countercharge those enemy ogre bulls. There we go. They're starting to take quite a bit of damage already, and Stonehorn is in as well. Over on the side over here, oh, looks like we just got hit by a flock of doom from the enemy. And they are trying to get their Mournfang Cav through this, through this barrier. But fortunately, we do have the pile of nobblers in their way, and various ogres that are dishing out damage. Although the dual weapons are anti-infantry, we do need to be careful with who we apply those to. We also have our hunter in the back, chucking spears at the enemy Slaughtermaster or the enemy Firebelly, and more nobblers moving in to support this. At this point, it's mostly just trying to get meat shields to support our regular ogres slash our iron guts, so that they don't take too much damage from the enemy ogres. Oh, look at that iron gut swinging his two-handed sword. Really still missing that blood, and damn, the Firebellies look cool. We gotta get some Firebellies. Yeah, can't wait to have some of these guys of our own. Especially since the lore of fire is pretty damn awesome. I'm just really enjoying these animations. There we go, and you get another swing at him. Alrighty, let's see what the rest is doing. A Stonehorn still smacking the enemy ogre bulls in the back, and Greasus is in the middle over here, both debuffing enemy ogres, and it looks like he's brought 3 down personally, and I do imagine that those numbers are gonna... Yep, 4. Looks like with every swing of his club, he takes an ogre bull down. How are we for damage here? Both theirs and ours. Oh, looks like the first enemy unit of Ogre Bulls is basically done for. We're also going to move our Ogre Bulls with dual weapons out because they've started to take damage to the enemy Mournfangs. Wait for them to engage the Nobblers and then pop our units of Ogres with dual weapons back in together with the Hunter to help out killing these Mournfangs. As you know, somebody has to deal with this. And the Hunter can certainly dish out the damage. Also, where is their Firebelly? In here somewhere, I believe. Oh, one of our Nobbler units is getting ready to rout there, unfortunately. Though hopefully for not much longer. Once we have that Unbreakable buff. Oh, it looks like his second unit of Ogre Bulls over here, where Greasus and the Stonehorn are attacking, is out of the picture. Oh, and the enemy is now casting as well, I believe. Saw something over there from the Slaughtermaster. And oh, the Firebelly is also taking damage. This is not a very interesting fight in the sense of there's no tactics or finesse. It's just 2 giant blobs of ogres. Although, to be fair, that describes a lot of ogre battles. But yeah, just 2 giant blobs colliding. One will eventually win, and by virtue of the fact that we have more and better elites, that should definitely be us. Oh, our Nobblers are unfortunately getting hit with yet another flock of doom. And oh my lord, that Stonehorn. This thing is magnificent. And now we have both the Stonehorn and the Hunter targeting the enemy Firebelly. We want to get this thing out of the way so that it can't cast anything, although we will obviously have to target the Slaughtermaster as well. Alright, how you doing there, Firebelly? Looking in pretty bad shape at about 33% HP and are wavering and will soon be done for. Greasus is now heading to fight the enemy Slaughtermaster as well. And I do imagine... I love watching Greasus in action. He looks so happy on that cart. It just seems like he's having a good time all the time. And that's what I want for my lords. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like the enemy fire belly is now done for, getting killed by the units, and the enemy with the slaughter master decides to give up as he routs. Beautiful. So the blob effect did certainly work out in this particular battle. Yeah, we were getting hit by a few of the enemy towers from several directions. I think they actually get destroyed when the battle ends. But while yeah, there was one here. Oh, actually, wait. Did we destroy this one with our range units? I don't remember. I think we destroyed this one ourselves with our range units, yeah, because they were attacking us. But the other towers were all firing at us, and certainly dishing out some damage, but not enough to be concerned with, as at the end of the day, the enemy lord and hero fell, and thus the army followed suit quickly. Alrighty, not too bad. I'm not sure whether it was the most effective method of attacking in one giant blob in one location, as opposed to as with other factions attacking from multiple directions at once, especially once again as the ogres do tend to get in each other's way, but hey, we did fairly well. It was an absolute joy to watch that Stonehorn go to work. Can't wait to get a few more of them in the army. Well, plus more Iron Guts, I guess, and they did quite well in terms of damage themselves, although can't discount the Nobblers. They certainly held the line, and they did what they were supposed to do, essentially. And 6 meat. It's an okay amount of meat. So sacking the place doesn't actually give us any meat. Interesting. Not that I was planning to sack this as part of our new territory, but Cave Painter. Experience gain. Alright, in lieu of a proper written language or indeed any level of basic literacy, the tyrant's achievements are immortalized in pictures on the walls of caves. I don't know, it feels like Greasus is somebody who's smart, is an ogre that's smart enough to be able to read, even if the other ogres are not the brightest, I don't know, globules in the fat. Alright, I'm a little bit proud of that one. Alrighty, missiles, missile resistance 10%, alright, and recruit rank plus 4, oh, we just recruited a bunch of nobblers, come on game. And there we go, this is what I wanted, the big name, a nobbler kicker. Yes, beautiful. And capture and occupy this place. And oh, let's give this a quick read. I know that it just got completed, but I didn't read it when it came out. So the tribes have forgotten why you have acquired so many titles and ruled for so long. How long do ogres live? I gotta look into that. It's something to Google. They need a reminder, and that means some killing and eating. Start with Grimtop. Alrighty, well, that one was easy. Alrighty, maintain control of one full province. Working on it, game. Working on it here and then up here. At least we'll get to access to Tusks, which means free cash. So the Ivory Road spans from Grand Cathay to the Old World, but a good part of the route crosses through the Mountains of Morn, Goldtooth's territory. Take it back from traitors and foes. As opposed to the traitors that are not foes. Alright, Iron Curse icon, please, and it can only be given to tyrants, so you can't... Huh, interesting. So the Cave Painter can't be given to Greasus himself. Greasus should be able to get any damn ancillary he pleases. He takes what he wants, damn it. Alrighty, let's see, Goldtooth armor plus 8 and leadership plus 4. That's a pretty strong level 3 ability. Bonus versus large plus 14, yeah, fair enough, we're gonna be, you know, killing a lot of ogres. Alrighty, then I guess we'll be moving into Inspiring Presence and all the first levels of stuff. What else do we have here? Wow, a lot of decent stuff at rank 7. Oh, there's even more stuff over here. Let's just take a quick look at this so we can plan stuff out. Oh, we get Vanguard deployment for Nobblers. Or wait, no. It's just for, I think it's for Greasus himself. Okay, let's see, spell resistance 10, bigger and stronger, weapon strength for ogre bulls, but I take it this is just regular ogre bulls, not Iron Guts, unfortunately. Campen, plus 5 for all camps, or growth, which is pretty significant if this is, if their growth rate is similar to the camps of various horde factions in the second game. Meat provided by camps plus 50, that sounds very significant. And camp limit plus 1 straight up. Alright, nice, nice. Alright, so this is the stuff that we get to level 12 that other heroes would normally get here. Interesting. Alrighty. And you got yourself a level up as well, buddy. Ooh, what do we have here? Hello. Oh, you get your own Vanguard deployment. We get increased mobility, which will probably max out, to be fair. Even 5% is not a lot, but lots of mobility is really helpful, generally speaking. So I love to stack it any and every which way possible, personally. Alright, so this is all level 20 when we'll take care of it when we get to level 20. Run and lift a pack. Vanguard deployment for Saber Tusks. Immunity to Psychology for Saber Tusks. Stock for Saber Tusks. Frenzy for Saber Tusks. And Upkeep Reduction for Saber Tusks. So, this is kind of interesting. Saber, Stock, Immunity to Psychology, and Vanguard deployment. This is essentially all the buffs that that Gorgers have. These are things that Gorgers all have that Ogre Bulls don't, and which makes Gorgers incredibly OP. But I guess with all these buffs, and if they don't lock each other out, we're able to give all of these same buffs to Saber Tusks, which is quite nice for said Saber Tusks. Unfortunately, we don't have any Saber Tusks. Let's get then... Do you need Vanguard deployment? Probably not, to be honest. You're probably going to be behind your army. So let's start with increased mobility, and then, I want to say nobility, and then move it here. And then with our big name, definitely unbreakable for Nobbler units. Yeah, they'll fight to the death, but, you know, they're Nobblers. They're supposed to fight for the death. Or they get eaten when the Ogres are feeling a little peckish. Alrighty. You can't move. I guess we'll keep recruiting units then. Another Nobbler for us, and let's get at least one more Ogre Bull. Might even be nice to get a second Ogre Bull, but, you know, the Nobblers are so cheap and now unbreakable that I think it's pretty worthwhile. Plus, their melee defense isn't actually too bad for such a cheap unit. Oh, let's delete this immediately and then replace it with the gold mine since we got the bullpen here as well. Oh man, we should just keep it here and upgrade it straight to Iron Guts as fast as possible, which means prioritizing this particular settlement. Also, speaking of priorities. We got ogres here, I mean other ogres. Ooh, Thunder Guts, you're all the way down here, which means we're gonna have a trade with ya. Yes, and balance offer and take some money, yes. Now you will become very happy with us. As for these guys, we have to decide who we attack, who we try to confederate. These guys are all the way to the side here. I'm feeling like we're probably going to attack Bloodmaw. The reason for this being the fact that they appear to own the Firemouth, and I think we want access to the Firemouth as fast as possible. Unless, wait, or is it Folg that have access to it? Maybe it's Folg that have access to it. Damn it! I think it is Folg. Up here, Firemouth. It doesn't say. Doesn't say. We haven't discovered it yet. We'll have to head over there. So then, potentially, we could ally with the Bloodmaw. They almost have a province. Use these guys to sort of hold the mountains here until we can confederate. It's a possibility. Yeah, I'll think about it. Give it a few while we check out what's going on around us. Clan Wardkin, where are you? I do wonder. I wonder if this is them here in this particular location. Anyway, let's end the turn. Let's proceed down to Krakatoa. Or Carrick Krakatoa. There we go. Now we get our first gold mine. Ooh, and what's our special building here? Income generated 600, a little bit of reduction in Diplo with Ogres, but a fairly significant increase in trade, and that's a very nice amount of cash as well. Yeah, so let's get our gold mining pit here, obviously. Free cash is free cash after all. Then you. Wait, how much money... Wait, meat consumption is at 15. Oh, so it's 1 per unit. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. You know what? Let's not build any more troops right now. I don't, like... We only have 57 meat. Therefore, we need to be careful about how quickly we lose it here. Don't these places give us 10 meat? As long as we're there? Yeah. So we'll only be losing 5 per turn. 3 per turn. Wait, 3 per turn. Buildings? Army upkeep 13. Oh, it'll change to 15 next turn, I guess, because we just built these guys. I feel like there should be a way to just, like, eat a Nobbler unit and replace some of that meat, right? Just from a you know, lore perspective. Oh well. Alright, let's end the turn. Let's proceed down to Krakatoa. We'll see if anybody's there, and if not, we'll just take it for ourselves. Aha! So it is this little Skaven faction. Alright, well, it's ours anyway. Oh, and we get our first camp. Which I don't think we need to put here, would we? We'll have to figure out where we want to put that camp. You have the 1 territory, don't you, Clan Mordkin? And thus you will die here. We shall attack. Unless this guy's... What do we have here? Yeah, we'll declare war on you. Oh, they have a full stack here. Nice. Oh, this might be a fun fight. Valiant defeat yet again. Ooh, okay, now this. Damn, I should have just kept the other battle a regular battle, made this one a cinematic. We're a little bit hurt here, I will grant, but I think we could just break through all of these rats in a giant pile because they're going to have a difficult time piercing the armor of the Iron Guts of Greasus, although his armor isn't nearly as big. Gotta get him some more armor. Yeah, and Stonehorns should be pretty armored. Yeah, 118. How are they ever going to bring them down? Basically, their ranged units and possibly some of their lords, and that's it. Anyway, here we go. Cinematic battle, yes. Alrighty, here we go, the Battle of Krakatan, and look at the sheer numbers of Skaven on the enemy field. That is a lot of clan rats, and I do want to point out that it's primarily all clan rats, with some Skaven slave slinger support, not a giant pile of Skaven slaves, as you would generally encounter in the second game for early game Skaven armies. Now, fortunately for us, this particular battle has a lot of entrances, or this particular map rather, has a lot of entrances in a very close location. So we're going to blob through and attack here, here, and here all at the same time, while our Stonehorn moves around in advance. I was going to try to send him around, but unfortunately there was still an enemy giant pile of units here that probably we could avoid the Stonehorn getting hurt by attacking them. Plus, on top of that, there was a tower here, which we need to take care of, which we can see our single unit of Nobbler Trappers moving in to destroy it, as it is our only range unit. Anyway, with that, let's get to the actual fighting. So Greasus is leading a force of Iron Guts and Bulls, as well as obviously a bunch of Nobblers who now have that unbreakable trait, and thus are a lot more valuable than a unit of Clan Rats is, because they will fight to the death and continue acting as meat shields for us. Guess they're a lot more afraid of getting eaten by the ogres than killed by the enemy. There we go. It still looks very strange without blood, but it's still so damn glorious. I'm just too impatient to wait for it. Oh, look! One of our bulls falls to the giant pile of clan rats there. Let's see what the damage is thus far. It looks like one of our ogre bulls got damaged, but we can always withdraw it behind the Nobbler lines. One of the things you definitely have to watch out for, and is a little bit problematic for ogre armies, is that the animations force your monstrous infantry forward, wherein they get surrounded and attacked and are not being shielded by the Nobblers. I wish that there was a way to sort of pair a unit like that, wherein they would purposely, get hits in, but avoid hits from the enemy by using the Nobblers for shields, especially for factions like ogres, and well, actually lots of factions would benefit from this sort of thing. I'm also thinking of crypt horrors for the vampires, and generally speaking, the vampires with their zombies, Skaven, lots and lots. Anyway, we're trying to break through this position here while the enemy are chucking a lot of those little sling stones at us. Are these a spiked sling? Yeah, it looks like the regular, yeah, they are the little spiked sling stones or whatever. I don't remember if they're metal slings or not. I feel like if they were metal slings, they would hurt a lot more, but then again, since they're spiked, they probably are metal. Anyway, the Nobblers finally have reached the piercing tower and are about to start attacking it, and our other two groups are breaking through as well. Fortunately, the enemy warlord is on this side of the map, and thus we can surround him with our Iron Guts, armor-piercing Iron Guts, plus our tracker, who's just over there chucking a few extra spears or javelins down into the enemy. Surround this, kill the enemy lord, and then follow suit by killing the rest of this stuff. On top of that, we are in a fairly decent position here to capture one of the enemy locations and prevent them from getting extra supply and extra buildings up, and possibly destroy buildings, like this tower, for example, by capturing this as soon as possible, which is why we have one unit of Nobblers that has moved forward a little bit, trying to clear this area, and there we go, the capture has begun. The rest of our army will move forward, while a couple of our units will stay behind to attack that warlord. Now, one of the good things about having a bunch of units over up here, while Greasus tries to, hold and kill as many enemy units as possible. Now, there we go. The Stonehorn is back into the fight as well. Oh, and I take it that's the mark of the maw on it. Kind of looks like it. Oh yeah, look at all those Skaven being knocked back. Skaven fights are so fun. I just had one of these massive fights against the Skaven in the Boris Ursus campaign. I'm getting it again, and I'm just so enjoying it. Man, I feel like you gotta have Skaven as some of the like early game battles for basically every faction, because it's just absolutely glorious fighting these massive numbers pretty much every time. Alrighty, anyway, as I was saying before I got distracted, the vast majority of the enemy forces are up here, while a comparatively smaller amount are up here, plus both of their lords. The good thing about this is the plan is, now that we have captured this, to A, kill this lord, who you can see is surrounded by the hunter and our armor-piercing iron guts, as we planned earlier. Can't even spot him because the ogres are so big. Honestly, it's surprising that it takes this many ogres to kill a tiny little warlord. I honestly feel like they would be able to just like pick him up and crush him, just smash him into the ground, do like the Hulk and Loki thing basically. Like, wouldn't that be what you would expect from this? But anyway, all these units over here are limited in their capacity to be guarding this, which means we can start after this to move up here to the key building and capture that. But obviously, as soon as we kill the enemy warlord and the enemy caster. Speaking of the enemy caster, looks like he got his first cast of warp lightning on our blob of nobblers, and that's obviously going to be effective, as it even is fairly hurtful towards our various ogres, so we gotta watch out for that and kill the caster as fast as possible. Otherwise, this is just going to be a stalemate for a while, so let's get back to watching the main portion of the battle here with Greasus and the Stonehorn. Oh, looks like more and more Skaven are routing. Oh, and there's another warp lightning coming in the background, almost where that whatever that is, something drains. Warp stone water? What is that? Oh, it's a sewer. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Wait, are we under the Empire right now? No, we're not under the Empire right now. I guess it could be in a dwarven sewer. Alrighty, let's check back on the battlefield here. The enemy have currently lost about 1,200 of their troops that we have dropped in numbers ourselves, losing about 300 out of our 1,200. Certainly something to be concerned with, as we do have limited amounts of troops to be blocking for our ogres. Once again, the annoying thing about giant monstrous infantry like this is they tend to not group up around an enemy and thus get in each other's way rather than swing. You have to do this constantly. Order them forward and then reorder them to attack so that they actually surround a unit. I really wish that there was a behavior for them to automatically engage in this, because it feels like there should be. And back here, we also have a unit of Ogre Bulls who we have told to start attacking this caster, as he's really been effective at annoying us, hitting right into the middle of our blobs of nobblers and stuff. Man, the game lags every time that effect happens. It's a pretty cool effect, though, so pretty damn worth it. And, oh, looks like he wants to disengage and run away here. He started to take some damage. He's also got nearly 100 kills with those Warp Lightning casts, so well done to him. But our Ogre Bulls will keep chasing him and trying to dish out damage. It's actually probably better that they're away from the press here, where they can, well, probably not surround him, because once again, they're going to get in each other's way, but at least keep him damaged. Oh, it looks like the first enemy lord has fallen to our hunter as well as our iron guts, who can now move forward, break through this, and go after that warlord. In the meantime, Greasus and the rest of this force has been taking lots and lots of damage. We can see that the Ogre Bulls and the various nobblers are starting to run out of HP, and our own Stonehorn has dropped below half. Fortunately, a lot of the enemy units are routing from this army. Unfortunately, Skaven tend to rout and rally constantly. It's one of the annoying things about fighting them, so I do expect them to come back. Oh, I love watching that Stonehorn just bounding through the field. Look at that Skaven bowling. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I cannot wait for blood just for the Stonehorn. Well, can't wait for blood for a lot of reasons, but also for the Stonehorn. Yeah. I love you. It's such an amazing model. I want to see a Stonehorn fight a Jabberslide. We do have some Beastmen factions here, so Oh, what the heck is that? Oh, is that the trap effect from the Nobbler Hunters? Yeah, or Nobbler Trappers, rather. There we go. Alrighty, so it looks like once again we've seen off more units and forced them to rout, but more units are once again returning to the fray. We have now sent our Greasus and the Stonehorn up here to start capturing this location, as we want to get rid of more of these towers, as they are quite the annoyance. Greasus is also now finally dropped to about half HP, so it's a little bit dangerous, but I do imagine that as long as we hold this position, we should be able to capture the place without too much trouble. Otherwise, it looks like the enemy lord is just about dead here. He is shattered and running off the field as our ogres keep on chasing him. There we go. Enemy buildings destroyed all over the place, and the enemy is running out of forces. We've also left behind a unit of nobblers right here on this capture point to prevent the enemy from recapturing. Generally something you want to do when you fight the Skaven in particular, because of all that routing and rallying I was talking about earlier. The enemy is now dropped by about 2,000, a little over 2,000 units, so they're at about 33% HP or of their troop count, and we're at about half. The enemy lord, however, now finally gets brought down by our hunter and the ogres. The hunter's doing pretty good. He's killed 2 enemy lords now, and with both lords dead and the Skaven army badly beat up, I think the time for the chain rout is almost here. So either they chain rout, or we simply move everybody up here to the key building, capture that, and then the battle will be pretty much ours. Oh, and we've completed the capture of this, so Greasus and the Stonehorn can move right back into battle. I just gotta see a few more enemy units routing, especially with the army losses and the fact that the lords recently died. They will not be fighting much more. Just gotta get ready for them to turn. Oh yeah, look at that! The double swing with the haunch of meat and the freaking club. That's a pretty awesome animation. Love it, Greasus, love it. Swinging in concert with that Stonehorn as well. And I believe that should be about it. The enemy army now starts wavering. You can see the effects on all of them, and the chain rout is finally here. A 10-minute battle actually took quite a while. This is one of the longest battles I've played, well, in the early game for any of the campaigns. So it certainly took a while to break through the sheer number of Skaven here. But you gotta admit, it was a pretty epic one, and Greasus and all the ogres really got the chance to play around, kill lots of things. We got to see a lot of animations once again from that Stonehorn. I'm very happy with everything that happened here. Let's see how much damage we took. Not that any non-elite losses matter at all, just by virtue of how cheap it is to replace nobblers. Alrighty, I have no idea why the map took us over here, but I hope that was a suitably epic little battle for a first episode, because I really enjoyed that one. I gotta also admit that the Unbreakable on the Nobblers is a really, really high value, with them fighting to the death. Looks like we lost one of our Nobbler units, but they're super cheap and easy to replace, and got to appreciate that. Yeah, well done, everybody. Well done. Lots of damage, man. Look at the damage on the Stonehorn, nearly, well, 18.5k. We got 9k on Greasus, 4k on the Hunter, but the Hunter's here, at least in part, to provide buffs and eventually become another Stonehorn. In fact, later on, it'll probably be more advantageous to just have a bunch of Hunters rather than Stonehorns at all, right? Because it has the mount. Well, other than the expense, I suppose. But yeah, look at that. Nice damage. 17k on one Iron Guts, a little bit less on the other one, but the other one was running around, to be fair. You guys almost died. And 10k. Yeah, alright. 7 meat for that one. Really? That many Skaven is only 7 meat? Okay, okay, sure. Occupy the place. We got another Nobbler Chief. Ooh, I do wonder if that can be given to another unit. And there goes Clan Mordkin already. And oh, we also got this here as well. No, we want access to tusks. Also here, we got ourselves another option. Great Hall of Greasus. Now the question is whether we could build the Saber Tusk pack very quickly. Just get this here, for example, just to build a couple Saber Tusks. And then, well, they are Rampage, but they are high damage dealers, and they would be able to flank around, because the rest of our army is quite slow right now, and I'm kind of liking the idea. Plus, we could always just delete the building afterwards. I really like that. You know what, let's do it. Let's do it, especially since we have the Hunter to buff them up. Let's start, I think, then with Savage oh, wait, you know what? Roaming Free. I don't think these lock each other. Usually, when stuff locks each other, you mouse over and then everything else gets locked. Yeah, actually, you know what? A Vanguard deployment's probably the most valuable thing for them here, because then we can use them like dire wolves. Alright, there we go. And then Greasus, you got yourself another level up. Over Tyrant, casualty or punishment rate, nice. Recruit rank, nice. All that's very nice. I just want to double check that we can't give you a Nobbler Chief. We can. So are you telling me that now we recruit Nobblers at rank 8? Rank 5, no, it looks, I guess it doesn't stack. Shame. Ryan, shame. Now, Nobblers only cost 210, which to me says we merge all of these. And no, you're actually a high chevron one. Oh, actually, you were all low chevron ones. You know what? Delete all of you. And then we'll raise you up again at higher chevron versions of you. I guess we'll probably want one Nobbler Trapper at the very least. Honestly, you take 125 per turn and 525 to re-recruit. But you will take considerable time to heal. Also, who's down here? Who are we bordering here? Oh, look, it's these ogres. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, so we'll keep friendly with these guys then. And they're quite friendly indeed. Alrighty, I am very happy with that. Let's get one more income from raiding. Ooh, if we get this quickly, we can set up a camp, and I assume that this increases the amount of... ooh, camp growth plus 20 on enemy territory. Yeah, let's get this... right now, and then set up a camp ASAP, and then we'll go for whetstones and other stuff afterwards as well. Oh, more relations with Ogre Kingdoms. Yeah, it looks like the Ogres have some very strong early game cheap techs, which I gotta appreciate. Anyway, let's end one more turn to start heading up to Amble Peak, though we are quickly running out of time for this first episode. I think it was damn worth it because of the pretty damn nice battles. Greasus, you wanna march? I want you to march. Let's move you here, and then we can actually probably recruit closer to Amble Peak rather than wasting meat as we move. So yeah, let's march first, and then we'll recruit like right around here, and then we'll hit the Amble Peak. We'll see how many enemies are defending there. If it's an actual battle, we'll probably take it next episode, but if it isn't, maybe we'll take it right now. Now, this first territory is probably going to be our money-making territory, therefore we probably want to get money everywhere, though growth is probably paramount because we want to get the massive amount of growth out of that cauldron town. So let's start with growth, and then we'll change it up as we go. Oh, wait, no. Oh yeah, that's Grimtop, okay, that's fine. You should probably honestly get rid of this so that we can build the, build this building here. You could replace this. I mean, it's a very cheap building, yeah, fine, just do it. Just do it. And then we'll replace this with tusks. Alright, a bit of a waste of money, who cares. We'll get half of it back anyway. And you got yourself another point there, buddy. Let's get Inspiring Presence so that he at least gives us a bunch of extra HP and or extra HP, XP. And now, out of this, we will probably want to get Best Eaters fast as possible. It's a significant buff for Iron Guts and Man-Eaters, which I guess we will get some. Man-Eaters are all we had access to in Game 2, plus the Mornfang Cavalry. Anyway, let's end one more turn, I think. Yeah, population surplus, isn't that swell? And here we go, Grimtop, yes on the more gold. Then we will go Karak Krakatan. And then we will get the Tusks, which is even more money. More money, Greasus is happier. And yeah, want to keep Greasus happy, because bad things happen to those who make him upset about things. Alrighty, now let's see, you. 107 on that Confederation. I'm going to give you military access, though. I'm perfectly fine with that, because I think we keep these guys friendly as they will hold this border for us, essentially. And I like that. I'd prefer to only have to worry about some borders. Plus, I don't want to head into the same direction where Boris Ursus is, because that can be done in that campaign. This one has got to be different. So Thorg, there you go. Military access and a little bit of cash. Keeps you friendly. Now, Lazargs. I'm still gonna wait on doing anything trading with you, and yes, it's nice to get the extra trades, but for now, we'll wait, because I want to see if you're able to take this or not. And what you do in general, before we commit to allying with you rather than, you know, destroying you. Let's end another turn, keep moving forward to Amble Peak.
Give me a reason not to eat.
Now you want a trade agreement. I'm just... no for now. No for now. Don't worry, buddy. We'll get to you. It's not like we're hurting for cash right now. We've been able to get upgrades for everything afforded. Nobbler Kicker Gutblout, in search of his 4th consecutive midnight feast. One of your followers wanders off into the mountains. He returns days later, bloodied, horribly scarred, and missing several fingers, and idly gnawing at a colossal stonehorn haunch. When questioned, he merely shrugs and demands a snack. I love this guy already. That's amazing. I would like to bet those who are writing for this particular game really enjoyed their time with it. All right, what do we got here? Oh, whoa. Okay, that's a little bit much. I did not realize they had that many units. You, Greasus, stay here for now. We got to get some units in here. So... let us begin by getting a Nobbler Trapper and a couple Saber Tusks, as we will be making good use of them, I think. You can also give them Saber Tusks, Savage Predators, and, well, Stock as well. Both are quite useful. You know what, let's get the stock. Let's get the stock, so at least the enemy doesn't know where they are. Anyway, unfortunately, then we will have to call this episode here. We just don't have the time to, you know, because we're going to have to spend several turns building up our army before we hit up Amble Peak. Most likely, they will try to attack us as well, and I think maybe we can ambush them here. Just got to get a few Nobbler replacements, got to, you know, max out the army and then hit them, and take Amble Peak next episode. Speaking of next episode / next time. After this, we will most likely move on to the Firemouth and the presumable special building there. Going to continue building up our main territory, and then we'll have to come to a decision as to which Ogre allies we will dominate and which Ogre tribes we will bribe, as that is the a big part of Greasus' faction. If anybody has any suggestions as to how to proceed, as once again I did not spoil myself in any way, but I do appreciate your tips, and we'll try to incorporate them into the Let's Play. So stay tuned next time for more Ogre action. And with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.